Adam Gravitz Sports Show.
What's happening, party people? Welcome to the Adam Gravitz Sports Show. This is Jack. Say hello, Adam.
Nice job with the flub already on the first episode.
What are you talking about?
When you edit it, you'll hear you flubbed in the beginning.
Well, I'm going to cut out all the things that you say now.
Flubbed.
There's no flubs.
I like today's weather. It's like 70.
Mm-hmm.
I can live with that.
Sure.
But obviously, I guess we should start with the big story. Right?
Okay.
Hello?
Sure,
Okay.
bring us down in the new year. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's the biggest story in the world, no? Or in the country?
In the country of sports?
No, in the country, probably.
Of sports.
No, I mean, we were all watching Monday Night Football last night, and obviously, unless you're living under a rock, the game was, for all intents and purposes, canceled because Damar Hamlin made a tackle. It seemed like an innocent tackle, got up, and then collapsed. I will say this. Watching it live, that was one of the most surreal things I've ever seen. I don't know if you disagree. I mean, the only thing that kind of is similar was when Hank Gathers passed away. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the late 80s. So I mean, we were only like 7 or 6. I guess there was the hockey player Chris Pronger.
Mm-hmm.
Also had like a cardiac arrest, but then played 12 more years. And there was the Danish soccer player, I guess, who also had a cardiac arrest, and he played in the World Cup. So hopefully, prayers up for him. This is the time when thoughts and prayers actually matter, unlike when your Republicans that you're a fan of put them out for school shootings that have no.
You're always making it political, man. Always making it political. Well, here's the thing. I understand that everyone is in shock because it was dramatic. It was obvious. I think one of the things that makes it startling is we're able to hide behind the subtlety of long-term slow damage to our athletes' bodies, be it their knees, arms, heads, brains. We can kind of have that be tucked away and not think about it until someone like Junior Seau kills himself, or Tua is convulsing on the field. So you didn't like that, brother. But I'm saying that was dramatic, right? And that was something that got people's attention. And I think, and a potentially positive side, maybe this will lead towards upgrades and improvements in shoulder pad technology, sensors in the pads, and ways of.
But wasn't this also? I hate to say, wasn't this also just a very freakish thing that happened? I don't think it's some upgrades in.
Well, okay,
shoulder pads.
Yes, but when there's a dramatic, violent, and pointed strike in the chest at a certain timing of a heart rhythm, there's the opportunity for sudden cardiac arrest. So the argument can be made, even if there's one, that you could do things mechanically that could improve that. Again, it's different. The head injury stuff that has been top of conversation for the past decade plus has led to changes in tackling. The legal tackles versus targeting. Improvements in helmet technology, added padding in training camp, but then looking at other potential bodily injuries and other sensitive areas, I think there probably is ways that can be improved from a personal protective equipment standpoint.
Again, all right. Well, again, it was horrible what happened. Watching it was surreal, as I said.
How long did you watch the the commentators kind of holding
I
the fort down.
I watched a lot. I watched it all. I watched, Scott Van Pelt and Ryan Clark talk. And hearing from Ryan Clark, that's a pretty good person to hear from, being that he had, kidney problems.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, what was it? He has sickle cell. Sorry, sickle cell. So he I remember that because he couldn't play in Denver because of the altitude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just it's a very.
And what did Ryan Clark say about it?
No, I mean, it's just very much like we have to just put everything, take everything into account. Like, this is he's not just a robot. He's he's here for your entertainment, sure, but it's like he's also just a person.
Right.
And same with Booger McFarland. He was great listening to what he had to say. It was very touching. Like, you could hear everyone's just,
Mm-hmm. Again, I think that's great, but at the same time, what it's done is it's an opportunity for us to look at the way we respond and react to any kind of injury or potential risk. I think every time any athlete goes out there, we kind of call people injury prone or give them crap for always being hurt, but these are real people who, a torn ACL to you might mean you're cutting them from your fantasy team, but to them that's a year worth of rehabbing and surgeries.
I get everything you're saying, and again, I think we'll see what happens. I mean, it looks like there's some better news about him.
Yeah, and positive, his charity GoFundMe has $5 million that they raised last night.
Also, he no longer needs 100% oxygen. It's now 50%, which is great news. So hopefully, and I feel, again, just prayers up. Hopefully he's going to be...
I mean, he's still in critical condition.
No, I know. I'm just saying, though, the news of him... Okay, I get it, dude. I'm just saying, hopefully in the next 24 hours, it's going to get... He won't need any oxygen help. And he'll be able to breathe on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it was horrible. It's a crazy situation, and everyone was just looking forward to a great game, and it just, I don't know what else to say. It was just a pretty intense thing to watch.
Well, and then at the same time, so that game is indefinitely postponed, suspended, canceled.
It's going to be a no contest.
So my question is, all right, so again, the conventional, conventional wisdom is, how do you go out there and play in that day, right? They weren't going to play. How do you go out and play tomorrow? What's the?
They will play on Sunday. I think what'll happen is, I think, again, if the news that we're getting about him is good, right? It sounds like.
Right,
so what, Jack? Do you want to cancel football? Is that what you want? I mean, this is
no. I'm not saying they should cancel. What I'm saying is let's be honest about what everyone's taking the standpoint of it's about the person. And it's about
But again, they're going to play football, Jack. They will play.
That's where I wanted to get to. Is everyone is taking a righteous position now. However, come Sunday, people are being yelling and screaming for big hits. And having a good time and living carefree again.
Jack and Steve want to cancel football
Not at all.
forever.
I just want people to be honest with themselves when they're taking these spots of it's about the person, and they're going to be shouting and screaming to kill each other again in a few days.
Yeah, yes, that's what we do. We
have short memories.
Okay, what do you want us to do, Jack? I don't know what you want.
Nothing. I want people to have a good time and do it safely. That's all.
Right. So hopefully they will. But like I said, they'll play on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for the New England Patriots. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm.
Their opponent. I know you would you want to be the Patriots going into Buffalo?
I wouldn't ever want to go Buffalo for any reason, but sure.
Fine. I'm just saying, do you want to go in for this game?
I mean, they're going to get stomped regardless.
You would think so. But I don't know. What do you? I mean, since that was a kind of a somber way to start the show.
I want to talk about what you did for the holiday break. If you did anything cool, good stories.
What stories do I have? I don't have any great stories like you, Jack.
You don't have great stories like me?
No, Jack. What would you like me to say? I mean, it was the holidays. It was great to be off of work.
A short.
Lots of bowl games.
What's that?
Watch lots of bowl games.
You watched lots of bowl games. Yeah, both our teams won our bowl games. That was nice.
Yeah. I mean, Florida State's game should not have been as close as it was, but, like you said, we won. I guess that's all that matters. We're killing it in the transfer portal. We're getting every top transfer, which I think is great.
Good. All A&M's losing all their people, so that's good. You appreciate that.
That's not surprising. And yeah, I mean, Maryland won the Mayo Bowl, so that's cool. You won the Mayo Bowl, we won the Cheez-It Bowl.
Combined, we have a really delicious snack.
mayo with Cheez-Its. I don't know if
Did
that'd
you?
be.
How much of the Mayo Bowl did you watch?
I watched it. I mean, it was.
Did you? My favorite thing about it was Brock Osweiler. Every break was telling the audience about what snacks he dipped in his mayo during the TV break. And at one point, they brought out the deviled eggs, and they're like, "Let's dip these deviled eggs in more mayo." And
I
then,
hate deviled.
and then he pounded down like 8 deviled eggs during.
I
liked it. I thought it was funny and entertaining, and I enjoyed. I thought honestly, it made me think about mayo in a different way. It really did.
It wasn't an entertaining game. It wasn't two exciting teams. Let's. I think you can agree on that one.
Maryland's missing all our receivers, and it's just fine.
I understand. I mean, the Florida State game was entertaining.
Good.
35-32, but whatever. It's a 10-win. It's a 10-win season. I'm happy.
No, and you're screaming. We can go back to the tape. You were screaming and hollering and complaining about how bad your team was.
We were down 14-3 to a 6-6 Oklahoma team to start. I'm sorry, it wasn't a good start, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Am I not allowed to say that? It wasn't a good start.
It wasn't a good start.
So I mean, but no, again, a 10-win season is a 10-win season. Like that's the norm at Florida State. Hopefully, we can get back. We can continue to do that consistently.
Yeah, that'd be great for you.
It was great. Obviously, we can talk about. The playoff games were awesome.
They were very good. Yes.
I'm happy TCU won.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great, new blood, all that fun stuff. It was just I feel like Michigan got into a Big 12 type game with TCU, and it just I don't know, not their style.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did get screwed with that one play where it was a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but they called them down at like the 1 yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Next play.
Yeah,
nonetheless, they also threw 2 pick sixes. Like you're not going to win if you throw 2 pick sixes.
Not at all. And I did like the timing of the Ohio State game where it was just right at midnight. That was quality.
Listen, I'm not surprised it was a close game. Like Ohio State, in terms of just like you ever see those like stats they put out like I think it's like 247, where it's just like the rankings of like the most talented rosters.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State's going to be in the top 3 every year.
Correct.
Like people are acting like, oh, it was so shocking. It's like no. Ohio State is stupid talented.
Correct.
And also, if Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't get a concussion, they win the game.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like Marvin Harrison Jr., everyone's like, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a top 5 or 10 pick in the 2024 draft.
Yeah.
Like he's really freaking good.
Well, that being said, as you said, Ohio State has enough WR2, 3, 4 down the line who are better than anyone else's WR1.
Brian Hartline, I don't know how that guy has not gotten a head coaching job because all that dude does is just get 5-star receivers to come to Ohio State. Now, again, it's easy to
he's got a 5-star quarterback and an offense that scores 1 million points.
But I'm just saying, like, all he gets is 5-star receivers, and he gets these kids like, it's like he convinces them that it's like, you can, like, these 5-star receivers who would be number 1s at most schools are like 4s.
Yeah, but they still get lots of targets.
But it's crazy. Like, he's just able to convince all these guys to come there. But it was a hell of a game. Like, Stetson Bennett kind of annoys me. Mm-hmm. Just his mannerisms. He's kind of a cocky little asshole. And it's like, dude, you're 25 years old. You're playing with, like, again, pros at every position.
Yeah.
So stop acting like if we put, don't say this the wrong way. If we put you on Maryland, Stetson, you wouldn't exactly be lighting it up.
Okay.
You disagree. Okay,
That's
so now I know you're getting angry at me.
No, I think that speaks well to Talia Tungavaloa's talent that he's able to handle.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, and
I think it's like
again, Stetson Bennett is a cute underdog story, but now he's the overdog or whatever. He's
just also annoying. It just also gets like really annoying just with his mannerisms are annoying. I mean, I'm rooting for TCU.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have a shot in hell. I think they blew their wad against Michigan, and I do think like Georgia's not a defense like Michigan's. They're just better at crazy stuff. It's better athletes.
Mm-hmm.
They're better coached. I see again. Call me crazy. I see like a 38-17 game.
Yeah, I was reading something about rumors of Harbaugh going back to the NFL.
Yeah, not surprised. He's always flirted with the NFL. He wants to go back to the NFL because he was so close to winning the Super Bowl back with the Niners. I think he wants to go back.
He could get
and Denver will throw money at him.
And
Denver will throw money.
And you know who their quarterback could be?
I know, Russ.
Bring Colin Kaepernick back.
Stop. No, it'd be Russ. No, I'm just saying, why would I wouldn't hate it if he went back to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But it does seem weird that you would leave your alma mater to go to like the Colts potentially, or
Mm-hmm.
or the Nine, or the Broncos. But I guess the Broncos aren't the worst opportunity. I feel like if maybe he rehabs Russell Wilson, I don't know.
Perhaps.
But yeah, I saw that rumor too. I mean, I'd be a little nervous if I was a Michigan fan.
I'd be happy as a Maryland fan. Get him out of here.
I know you would, but who knows who they get as a new coach? They might get somebody better.
Nah.
You never know.
Not gonna happen.
But yeah, no. So what else do we got? I mean,
Wizards are tied with Milwaukee right now.
The Dolphins stink. I'm frustrated. Like, I'm not going to put all the blame on McDaniel, but like when you get down to your third string quarterback for like the fourth game,
yeah,
you're not going to win. The defense is terrible in Miami. Is McDaniel the guy? I don't know. It is frustrating that like we've spent all this money on like Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, Teron Armstead, all these other guys, and like we're still the same 8-9 win team that we were under Brian Flores.
Yeah, but your star quarterback's been injured for a lot of the season, and it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. And you know what's crazy? We still have a shot to make the playoffs, and it's not an unrealistic shot.
Yeah, no, I think this is a weird year, and no, but again, I think is McDaniel a little bit of a clown? Yes.
I think he's a little bit of a clown. I think here's the problem. I think he also needs a lot of help when it comes to like defensive coordinator. He should never have kept the defensive coordinator that was there last year.
Right.
That guy should have been fired. You should have brought in a real one. And he needs a lot of help with like challenges and clock management. And also it's like you have Mike Gesicki, you just don't use him, which doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
The guy had like 70 plus catches the last 2 years, and now he's down to like 35.
Yeah.
That's moronic. Like you have other guys besides Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Like just use them. You shouldn't you can't go from 8-3 to 8-8. Like there's something. I don't know, man. It's frustrating. It's just frustrating as a fan.
I got you.
The Commanders. I look as a Commanders fan that you are. I think we should be happy because I think this puts the nail in Ron Rivera's coffin.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It'll.
It was moronic. Look, it was absolutely moronic to start Carson Wentz over Taylor Heineke. It was beyond.
It doesn't help anything. I think they could have just kept it the way it was. They had a formula that was sometimes working and sometimes not, but. But
you also can't lose to the Browns at home. You can't.
No.
You can't. And Rivera's an idiot. We know he's a clown. We know he's not a good coach. I mean, during that press conference for them to be like, you're eliminated. The Packers win. He's like, really? That's just. I don't know if he was being sarcastic.
He claimed he was just focused on winning and not worrying about it. But the reality is as you like to argue, the purgatory of being like around 500 forever, you're always getting these mediocre picks. Well, it's time to tear it up and start over.
Also, Ron Rivera is just not a good coach.
No, he's mediocre in Charlotte.
No,
he's mediocre.
He's not even mediocre, dude. Like if you look at his career record, he's he's had like 3 winning seasons.
No, and that was MVP caliber Cam Newton, right?
Right. Without Cam Newton, he's like not a winner.
Correct.
He's just not.
Yeah.
So if I'm the Commanders, I'm firing his ass after the season.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Like, I'm sorry, I know it's only been 3 years, but like, no. Bye. You gotta kick rocks, dude. You're not good.
For his career, he is 97-90.
But again,
his best years are MVP Cam Newton's. And
hold on. So he's 97-90. Wasn't one of those years like 15-1?
He's 15-1, yeah.
There you go. So take away
but we're not gonna do that thing where we take away but let's just argue. Let's just understand that his 3 best years where he had a generational talent who was playing his best football, and then once his body fell apart, he was 6-10, 11-5, 7-9, 5-7, 7-9, 7-10, 7-8. Like he's
just a loser.
He's a loser. He's very mediocre unless he has an all-star quarterback.
He's not a good coach. I think he's got to go. And if I'm a Washington fan, that's what I'm hoping for.
No, that's what I want.
So both of our teams are. I mean, your team's eliminated. My team's on the brink of elimination. But I mean, I guess we can do our last week of picks.
Sure. Why not?
I guess I don't know. Like. You briefly mentioned the Wizards. We can talk about that later.
The Wizards they've won 5 straight. Is that right?
Oh, I mean, you want to do Wizards real quick? Basically, here's the thing. I don't think it's real because if you look at who they've beaten, it's been mostly teams with like all their players out.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating because like there's a generational player. And I understand you only have like a 14% chance of getting them or something like I understand. But this team is just they're so focused on the path to 38 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so you gotta admit, it's just so frustrating.
Sure.
There's no hope with winning 38 games and like
no, they're right now they're the 10 seed by a half game. They're the 10 seed by a half game.
Fun. Awesome.
That's gonna get us another Johnny Davis Jr. as
right, that's
and
the other thing.
What's that gonna get you?
Well, and also here's what the thing is. You don't have that much longer till the trade deadline. Like, what are you going to do with like Kyle Kuzma and Rui Hachimura? You have to make a decision.
Yeah, you can't keep both.
You can't just keep both. Like, I don't know what what their direction is. So it's like I watch the games. Like, yeah, it's cool when they win. Like, whatever. But it, like I said to you before the season, like the path to 38 is the Wizards' goal. It's just there's no. I don't know. There's just no hope. Like winning 38 to 40 games doesn't give you hope.
No hope. And even if they make it as the 8, 9, 10 seed, they're not going to win the title. They're not good enough.
Right. And also it's like our top pick doesn't play.
No, can't play. Can't play. It's not doesn't play, can't play.
Right, can't play. Our early second round pick from 2 years ago
can't play.
Can't play. Or if he won't get any minutes. It's just like I don't know. I don't know what your like goal. It's just frustrating being a Wizards fan. It's really.
I got you.
So.
All right, we can look at the week 18 games.
Week 18, man. Week 18. Last week of the regular season. Some teams give a shit. Most teams don't.
Okay. I don't have any lines on my scores.
It's fine. I can try.
No, the lines aren't showing up.
That's fine.
Let me check the other app. Hold on.
Man, the lines are out there. I've seen the lines.
Well, not on Yahoo at this moment. Oh, here we go. It came up. It took let's see. Hold on. 18. There we go. Okay. Got it. All right. Chiefs are at the Raiders. Chiefs are 7.5 point favorites.
So the Chiefs need to win this game because of
it's a Saturday, by the way.
Also, the unfortunate circumstances of last night. If they win, they're the number 1 seed. Because
they'd be 14-3, and the Bills can only be 13-3.
So the Raiders have nothing to play for. I think this is a rout. I think this is like a 31.
Well, also, you figure Devontae Adams isn't going to play.
No, I think they'll play. No, Adams will play.
Okay, but no Derek Carr.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, but the Chiefs are just better. Chiefs win this game.
Take all the money you have and put it on the Jaguars. Titans are in Jacksonville. Jags are 6.5 point favorites.
I think the Jaguars should win this game. Should. I mean, Josh Dobbs, not good. Titans play hard. They do. They play hard.
Mm-hmm.
They played really hard in that Tennessee game.
Yeah.
Or against the Dallas game. Sorry, the Dallas game.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think it matters. I think the Jaguars are on another level. Like, they're playing really good football.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's amazing when you get a real coach like a Doug Peterson in there. Look what happens to the Jaguars. Like, he's a really good coach.
Right.
Like, an elite coach.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Christian Kirk has 1,000 yards receiving.
Jaguars win.
Wild.
Jaguars win this game and they go.
The Bucks are at the Falcons. The Bucks have already clinched, and the Falcons are 4.5 point favorites.
Yeah, because I don't see any reason why the Buccaneers are playing anybody, right?
Yeah, but like, the Falcons stink.
This is a Blaine Gabbert, Kyle Trask game.
Right. But that being said, the Bucks should still win.
But no, I'm going to take the Falcons. I don't think...
all right.
I mean, the Falcons suck, but it's like, if Kyle Trask is playing or Blaine Gabbert, I'm not... And like Mike Evans isn't playing, Godwin's not playing, why would I think they're going to win?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Like, I'm just,
It's fine.
Vegas nothing.
Okay. As you had noted previously, for those listeners who were listening earlier, and why wouldn't you? It's a podcast. The Patriots are at the Bills. Bills are 7.5 point favorites, and you expect the Bills to eviscerate the Patriots.
I think would you? Tell me. I mean,
well, what happens on the Saturday game if the Chiefs win? The Bills have nothing to play for.
They still do. They could be the 2 seed or the 3 seed. If they lose, they're the 3. And the Bengals win, I think they'd be the 3, right?
Perhaps.
I think so. So they still have something to play for.
Okay, fine.
Plus, also, the Bills don't strike me as a team that's going to want to
take
not
it easy.
play hard, especially with what's going on. Would you agree on that?
Perhaps. Sure.
I'm wrong?
No, it's fine.
I think this is a rout.
Okay.
I do. Would you want to be the Patriots going into this game?
Mm-mm.
No. I'm taking the Bills.
Looks like the Milwaukee Bucks ended the half on like a 10-0 run. Cool.
That's good.
Okay, the Vikings are at the Bears. The Vikings are 5.5-point favorites.
The Vikings need this game, I think, to still stay as the 2 seed. I think maybe they're the 3 seed at this point.
I don't know.
Yeah, and the Bears don't want to win. The Bears lose this and the Texans win. Guess what? I think the Bears are the number 1 pick.
That's great.
I'm taking the Vikings, even though the Vikings are kind of fraudulent. I'll take the Vikings.
The Vikings are primed to lose in the first round.
Oh yeah, 100%. Though if they play the Giants, I don't know if I'm really picking them to lose. But
go ahead. The Ravens are at the Bengals. Bengals are 7-point favorites.
I mean, the Bengals still have something to play for.
Mm-hmm.
So I will take the Bengals. I think the Ravens are not good.
No, but they're 10-6.
Lamar should be back.
Lamar Jackson hasn't played football since like a million years ago, and the Ravens are still 10-6. How is this possible?
Because they win ugly and they just, I don't know. But I'm taking the Bengals. I think they might come out a little flat just because of what happened, but I think they'll get their shit together and win. And it's also in Cincinnati, so I'll take Cincinnati.
In a game no one should watch, the Texans are at the Colts. Colts are 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The Texans need to lose so they can clinch the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
The Colts are starting Sam Ehlinger. Oh, my God. I will take the Colts because I think, Zach Moss will probably have, 120 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Pittman still seems to be trying. Yeah, I'll take the Colts, and the Texans can lock the 1 pick.
There you go. All right, the Jets are at the Dolphins. Dolphins are 1-point favorites, and the Dolphins have something. They want to make the playoffs.
We don't know who the quarterback is. We have no idea. It's either Skylar Thompson or it's Teddy Bridgewater. I don't like either option.
So Tua is out for sure?
Yeah, he's out. He's 100% out. Tua said he wants to play if they make the playoffs, but Tua is out. Here's my thing. The Dolphins owe the Jets for what happened in New York, where they beat the living shit out of us. I would hope we're going to get some of our injured players back this week. Hopefully. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm naive. I'm going to take the Dolphins to actually win this game and sneak into the playoffs because, as I said earlier, the Bills will beat the Patriots.
Okay.
So we will sneak into the playoffs at 9-8.
I'll take that.
That's what I think.
Okay. The two of the hottest teams in football, the Carolina Panthers are at the New Orleans Saints. Saints are 3.5-point favorites.
Neither team has anything to play for.
Yeah, they're just poking at each other.
Where's the game?
It's in New Orleans.
I'll take New Orleans. Not because I think either team is good. I'll take New Orleans because it's at home.
That's fair. The Browns, fresh off their win against the Commanders, facing the hot Steelers as well, who are fresh off their.
By the way, can we stop with Kenny Pickett's God's gift to football? He won 16-13. It wasn't.
Yeah, I got you. It's at Pittsburgh. Steelers are 2.5-point favorites. I think the Steelers will beat the Browns.
I think the Steelers win this. But the Browns do. Obviously, they really hate the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want to, beat them.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. I'll take the Steelers, but I think this is very close.
Okay.
Very,
2.5 points close.
A 3, 2.5, 3 points.
Next game, the Chargers are at the helpless Broncos. Chargers are only 3-point favorites, presumably because they're not trying and they don't care.
They're not trying. They're not. Though I think they might need to win this because I think they're tied with the Ravens.
They're both 10-6. That sounds fair.
They're both 10-6, so it's they still need to win because if they lose and the Ravens win, then they're not going to get the seed.
And then in theory, they'd have to play Cincinnati instead of Jacksonville.
They're right now 5. You want to play Jacksonville.
Correct. Oh, instead of Cincinnati.
I think they're going to want to win.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the Broncos, as you said, are hapless. We take the Chargers.
Yeah.
So they have every reason why. Hell, and if the Titans somehow shock the Jaguars, don't you think they're going to want to?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want. Wouldn't you want to play the Titans?
Sure.
So yeah, they're going to want to win this game.
Okay. Fair enough. The Giants are at the Eagles. Eagles are 14-point favorites, though.
Yeah, because Jalen Hurts, you have to think comes back this week because they need to win this game
to get the lock in the
14's
number
high.
one. Yeah.
I actually think 14's high, but why would the Giants play anybody?
Mm-hmm. Fair.
But I don't know if Dable as a coach is going to want to do that because they're young, whatever. But yeah, the Eagles win this game.
Okay.
The Eagles should win this game pretty handily.
Similar line here at Cardinals with the 49ers. 49ers are 14-point favorites. Cardinals stink.
Yeah, Cardinals stink. Connor might be out. Hopkins ain't. Yeah, this is a rout. This is just rout. So.
The feisty Rams are at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are 6.5-point favorites. They're fighting for that last spot. They need to win.
Yeah. Seahawks need this game, so the Seahawks win this. Rams just reset for next year.
There you go. And regardless, Lions playing the Packers. Both teams are 8-8, fighting for the last spot, hoping the Seahawks lose.
Right.
The Packers are 4.5-point favorites. This is your night game.
And I don't want the Packers to win. Aaron Rodgers is annoying. You don't love it.
Aaron Rodgers stinks.
And I wanted to see the Lions in the playoffs. They're fun.
Yeah.
Like they're. I mean, they get their ass kicked, but they're a fun team to watch. But they don't have the tiebreaker with Seattle. So even if they won, they'd have to hope Seattle loses to the Rams. And you and I both know that's not happening.
Yeah. Okay.
So unfortunately, the Packers will get that last spot, and nobody's happy about it. So
very good. Well, those are all the games.
Yep. But anything else? I don't know. Is there anything else? Anything else, sir?
You were just complaining. You were just bragging how your favorite politician, Kevin McCarthy, couldn't wrangle up the votes to become Speaker of the House.
We didn't want to talk about politics. I thought we didn't want to talk about politics.
You mentioned it earlier.
I mean, it's comical. Like they're just the dumbest group of humans. It's like we get it. You don't love Kevin McCarthy. Like again, he's a wet blanket, plain yogurt. He stinks. He's horrible. But if you're part of this Republican group, it's like, what are you gaining out of voting for the sexual predator Jim Jordan? You don't gain anything. You don't get the vote. Like
the reality, like anyone who's up there is going to be their stooge. So just pick one and go with it.
Right. It's just like
it's fine.
Just do it. Just vote. Like again, it helps the Democrats come out of this looking better. Like it's just like, all right, cool. You guys want to keep on like arguing with each other? Sounds good to us.
Well, what's nice,
like, I would
again, every day that the Republicans in Congress can't do anything, I think is a victory for America.
I think so too.
So that's good.
I think so too. It's comical. I mean, it's so stupid. And then I think your boy Trump is just, I don't even know. Like, it's just insane that like this man gets up at like 2 a.m. and just retweets this or truth, whatever, puts these dumb truth social things out there. Like, why at 2 a.m. are you thinking about? Like, what are you like? Why are you thinking about this at 2 a.m.?
Who knows?
You don't think it's crazy?
Of course, it's nonsense. It's not the way a normal person lives because he's not a normal person.
Some of the stuff I sent you where it's like people were like, Trump. Oh, your boy's taxes were released. That's good. He said that he paid millions of dollars in income taxes. Is that true, Jack?
He paid Zippy. Hello, he's
Wait,
a liar? What?
What? No way.
I was engaging with a variety of...
He has a bank account in China? What?
Hard to believe. I was engaging with a variety of Trumpers on Twitter, and they all blocked me. But I did find one who admitted to having or claimed that they had the Trump NFTs. But then when I asked
By the way, do you know we haven't even heard about that? We haven't heard about that. No,
because it's all fraud.
I know.
But
wait, so somebody told you that they had the Trump NFTs?
Again, like I'd see someone who say something that obviously would make me think that they're of that kind of person, and I'd say, hey, how many Trump NFTs did you buy? And normally I'd just get blocked. But then someone said they bought 100. I'm like, well, that's really smart, spending
$9,000
all that money on NFTs. So
on
then,
JPEG.
so I was like, yeah, cool. I'd love to interview you on our podcast.
Yeah.
And then they didn't respond because they were lying. But most other people, would start yelling at me again. What I love about them is that they're the first ones to claim that, quote, I'm making personal attacks. So I'm just asking questions. But then they go call me, a variety of names and are negative and then block me. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? Although there's one person who I was kind of going down the rabbit hole of asking about what they believe in. And she sent me a bunch of links to like wacky QAnon, sucking baby brain juice videos and stuff. And I was like, wow, this is some pretty intense stuff. And she's like, oh, I know, it's really scary. And then this person is like, I work in academia, but I don't have to agree with my friends at work to hang out, like hopefully move forward. And I was like, oh my. So then I said, people struggle when you challenge their worldview. And as I'm just really curious what makes y'all tick. And it's fascinating. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Did you see your Trumpers are blaming Damar Hamlin's collapse to getting vaccinated? So that's
again, their understanding of humility and science is unmatched.
It's just good that like when something like this happens, they just go right to that.
Yeah, I think it's fairly obvious that getting hit in the chest is what did that, and has nothing to do with vaccination. The
point is, Trumpers, these anti-vaxxers, psycho Trumpers like your boy Charlie Kirk and Nick Adams, or these psychos just all need to jump off a short bridge.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you don't agree clearly. You know.
I don't wish ill on anyone except for one person, but I don't wish ill on anyone in particular except for one.
Okay,
but
fine.
It's fine. We do. We try to spread positivity in this world. It's a new year, new you. You're gonna...
that's why. And because it's a new year, new me, I'm gonna get good karma with myself because of what I did in my fantasy league.
Yes, well, I'm sure the sports gods and the real God will shine down upon you their good graces.
I told you about what I did, and you said you didn't even agree with me. You said it was not a good move.
I didn't say it wasn't. No, in fact, I said specifically that you splitting the winnings with your opponent was fine in your condition. In other scenarios, I think a wait and see approach or other things would be better. But you know what? Do what's right. And in fact, we'll close with. Again, it's, it doesn't matter. Fantasy football is made up and garbage and terrible, and we root for people to perform. Only recently did they change the concept to be called owners to managers. But that being said, most people's fantasy season's championship was this weekend, and I'm pretty sure if you're in the championship, you probably had Joe Burrow or Josh Allen as your QB or many players in that game, and you're struggling with what to do with the winnings. I think if the teams, in theory, there are a number of projected players in the finals, and it was projected being close, completely reasonable solution to split it 50-50. Alicia, however, was down by 2, and she had Josh Allen. Her opponent had no one left. I think a wait-and-see approach and maybe let that guy offer her the winnings would be useful.
Speaking of wait-and-see, but, like, they're not playing the game. So I don't know what wait-and-see is going to do. Well, if this guy has any more, I mean, it's a tough call.
If I were him, let's say we're going in the finals, I am winning 104 to 102, and my opponent has Josh Allen. I have already accepted that I lost.
I agree, but like, yeah,
so I would say, hey, you know what? Yes, technically I'm winning, but you know what? Your team is better. And you are going to beat me. Here's the money.
Is this person a scumbag or?
No,
is
it's
this
for work people. It's like
I don't know. Like, is he a good person or is he a piece of crap? I don't know.
Well, the reality is most people in her league don't pay attention except for her. So the reality.
But again, in my league, what I did, I was up by 12 points. Projections did have me winning.
Yes, but
he also was like, he had 2 very good players. I had Josh Allen. It wasn't worth me haggling over $100.
No, and I think your scenario is one in which you it could have gone either way. All I'm
Absolutely.
saying is that in a different scenario where it could,
I get it.
it's obvious that like you've gone into plenty Monday night games. You're like, well, I really hope that Michael Pittman gets 68 points. Like, you're not going to win.
No. This one, Alicia was a 99% favorite to win. I get that.
Yeah.
Curious to see what this person does. You'll have to keep us updated as to what this person does.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's
So,
fine.
I mean, again,
it doesn't make a difference. Sports are dumb.
Listen, we have a lot of people that listen to us that are fantasy football players, or fantasy football, participants.
Yeah.
So our advice is, if you were in the finals and it came down to last night's game,
split
the money. Unless you're in, which again, I don't think any of our listeners are in some high stakes $25,000 buy-in leagues or whatever. That's the prize pool. If you're playing for $400 or $500, split the money. Just have be compassionate.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just like, unless it's a 90-point lead or something, and then you're like, all right, it's mine.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't going to win. But if it's like within 20 points or whatever, and people had guys going last night, split the money. That's okay. my thing.
Well, that's a show. In other news, Bradley Beal out with a hamstring injury.
Didn't he just come back with a hamstring injury?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I hate to say it. They played better without him?
Mm-hmm.
So cool. Okay, I don't even care. Okay. Thanks for the heads up, though.
Okay. Anyway, well, for Adam, this is Jack. This has been the Adam Gravitz Sports Show. Have a good day.
The Adam Gravitz Sports Show.